What's up, guys, and welcome to my channel. I am Missy Renee, and on this channel we talk about manifesting. Everything manifesting. How to do it, how to properly apply it so that you can live the life that you've always dreamed of. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to ignore your current reality, or how to best utilize your time while you're waiting for your manifestation to appear. Because this is a tricky one, and I will admit that I had a big problem with this myself. I struggled a lot when I was first beginning my journey into the manifestation world and applying these techniques and this lifestyle. I admit that this was a challenge. It did not come naturally and easily at first. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to give you plenty of recommendation and tips on how to keep yourself in the end in that wish fulfilled. So one of the questions that I get often is, how do I ignore my circumstances around me? What do I do if I find myself in situations that I don't like, they're not pleasant, they are opposite of what I've been imagining and what I have been trying to manifest? How do I deal with these circumstances in my everyday 3D world? And that's the million-dollar question here. Because yes, it can be challenging, and even for people like myself who have been doing this for a very long time, who have been deliberately manifesting for years, it still can be quite a challenge. I have to stop myself from time to time and remind myself and ground myself. Otherwise, it's really easy to get caught up in that spiral in your head. We've all done it and we've all been there. And so a lot of people ask me, do I, just make believe and ignore everything? Like, literally, do I just pretend like it doesn't exist? Should I just lie to people if they ask me a question and, my answer is not what I want it to be? And my response to that is no. There's no need to lie. Obviously, I don't recommend you ignoring any outstanding bills and just putting your head in the sand or lying to people. It's not necessary to go that far in order to ignore your 3D circumstances. The biggest thing that I want you to take away from this video, and really it comes down to understanding that everything that you are currently experiencing right now, in this very moment, is the result of your past thoughts, your past beliefs. Anything that you are currently experiencing now is just the byproduct of that belief and that assumption. And this is really the key right there. That is everything to understand. And not only understand it on like a logical level, but to really believe that your imagination is reality. That is the true reality. Your consciousness is everything. And what you experience in your imagination, or in your 4D world, as it's sometimes described, will always precede what you hear, see, taste, touch, experience in your 3D realm. So anytime that you're met with something that is less than ideal, or something that you don't want or don't like, remember to tell yourself, remind yourself that, okay, this is happening to me because of my past thoughts, assumptions, beliefs. This was a manifestation because of my mindset and where it was. Now I'm no longer there. Again, this is important. Remind yourself every time that you encounter something that you don't like, I'm not there anymore. This is all the past. Think of it as your present, as you see it and experience it in 3D, is actually your past. I know that sounds crazy, but you are actually constantly imagining and creating from your state and from your beliefs and from your assumptions. So it's always your mind, it's always from within, and that's where everything starts. So if you change your beliefs today, if you get yourself into a new state today, then naturally there's going to be a little bit of time for it to catch up into your 3D reality. So the biggest thing not to do is react and freak out to what you are currently experiencing. If there's bad news that comes up today or anything that happens that you don't like, you're not a fan of, don't react to it. Don't freak out. Don't break down. It's okay. And that is incredibly difficult. As human beings, we are so ingrained in believing that what our senses dictate is the truth, is reality, it's real. And that's not really the case here. That's not what's going on. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Circumstances don't matter. Circumstances never matter. Because again, what you're seeing and hearing and experiencing today is just the result of your past beliefs, assumptions, etc. So instead of, lying about it, instead of trying to run away from it, if there's anything that comes up that's not desirable, just tell yourself, okay, I created this, was not intentional, but I know that I am no longer in that state. I know that I am no longer holding those beliefs and assumptions that brought me here. So this too will pass. And that's it. That's really it. There's no strain or effort required there. You don't have to put your fingers in your ears. You don't have to put your head in the sand. None of that. And then keep persisting. Keep persisting and knowing that what you have experienced in imagination will come to pass. Because again, you're God. You are the God of your reality, and you can do anything. And I really, really want to see everybody take this to heart because it's so important. Do not get caught up in what's presently happening to you. Don't go running off with your thoughts about how your SP is ignoring you and they're treating you like dirt, or that you are so broke and you don't know how you're going to get your bills paid. You don't want to go into that headspin. And you know exactly what I'm talking about when we just start going out of control and we spiral. And as human beings, we're so prone to doing that. Remember, that is so counterproductive here, because what you react to, you're just going to keep making more of. So again, anytime that you have something come up that you don't like, you're not a fan of, remind yourself, okay, you know what? This is what happened in the past. I know that this will come to pass because I no longer have these thoughts and beliefs and assumptions. I know that I am powerful, and I know that I create my reality as I see fit. So this will pass. This is yesterday's news. This is yesterday's garbage. This was from a previous state that I am no longer dwelling in. And then drop it. And then drop it. Take care of whatever you have to take care of. Obviously, don't ignore any outstanding bills. And don't lie to people. You can tell somebody the truth of a situation and still know, and have that knowing that, again, this is stemming from a previous belief, and this will pass because I am no longer dwelling in this state. Another really helpful trick in these circumstances is revision. Revision is one of my favorite techniques because it is so incredibly powerful. And anytime something comes up that you don't want, I always turn to revision. If you are new to that concept, if you haven't heard of it before, or you're not familiar with revision, I will go ahead and link the video I made about that up here and also down in the description box below. So definitely check out that video if you haven't heard about revision. I will say with 1000% certainty and with no doubts that revision saved my life. Revision changed everything. My manifestation lifestyle pretty much boils down to, if there's anything that comes up that I don't like, I revise it. I use revision for shitty circumstance, for lack of a better word. I always go to revision. I revise the things that I don't want, and I use my imagination to create a scene of the things that I do want to get me to that state. And that's kind of my entire lifestyle. I imagine to get myself the things that I want or the state that I want to dwell in, and I use revision to erase anything unpleasant or anything that I no longer want to have in my life. And if you find that you are still struggling after some time, if you find that you're still reacting to circumstances, if you have a really hard time, if you continue to struggle with this, I also recommend watching my video about the number one thing that keeps people from manifesting their desires. I will link that video up here, down in the description box below. So definitely check that one out too if you are having a very hard time deliberately manifesting and creating your life. I go into a couple different topics there, and I also talk about a couple different ways that will keep you on track and ways that you can ultimately get through these stumbling blocks and any hurdles that you have. So again, just remember that no matter what you're experiencing, you don't have to go out of your way to ignore it or to lie to yourself, anything like that. You can completely own it. You can say, look, I made this. It's no longer something that is a concern because it's already in the past. I already have what I want. I know that all of this will soon be replaced by what it is that I truly desire. And the last thing that I would really add is to, again, just keep persisting. This lifestyle does take a bit of work, and it's not hard. It's not difficult per se. It's very simple, but because we as humans are such habitual creatures, there will need to be some concentrated focus. If it's not what you want, if it's not what you desire, you are not at the end. So keep persisting, keep going, and remember always, you got this. So anyways, guys, that is my video for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all gleaned something from this. If you liked it, if you did in fact get something out of it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit that bell icon so that way you're notified every time I put out new content, which is every Wednesday through Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're interested in checking out any of my other resources, I will link my coaching website, my blog, and my social links down in the description box below. So definitely check those out and let me know what you think. And if you have any questions for me about this topic, about ignoring your current reality, or anything that you might have, something that you may want me to talk about in future videos, definitely let me know down in those comments. So anyways, guys, take care. Remember that you are God and that you can do whatever it is that you want. Happy manifesting.